The world's waters hold a dual nature, a source of life and beauty, but also a realm of profound mystery and lurking unease. From sun-drenched shores to icy fjords, legends persist of monstrous beings that dwell in the depths, creatures born from the darkest corners of human imagination. These are not mere fish or mammals, but nightmares given form, the embodiment of the fear that grips us when we gaze into the abyss. They are the whispers in the waves, the shadows beneath the surface, a bestiary of the deep, where myth and fear intertwine. Let us embark on our exploration. The Lusca, a legendary sea monster from Caribbean folklore. The Lusca is most often associated with the blue holes near Andros Island in the Bahamas. These deep, mysterious sinkholes plummet into the abyss, where sunlight struggles to penetrate and the pressure is immense. It is within these inky depths that the Lusca is said to dwell. Descriptions of the Lusca often depict a creature of immense proportions with a serpentine form. Its body likely possesses numerous powerful tentacles, possibly equipped with an array of suckers and hooks designed for ensnaring and immobilizing prey. Its gaping maw is filled with rows of sharp, conical teeth, perfectly adapted for tearing through flesh and bone. Some accounts mention eerie bioluminescent displays, particularly along the tentacles, creating an otherworldly spectacle in the darkness. This adaptation could serve to attract smaller organisms or disorient larger prey before a sudden, devastating attack. The Lusca's skin is likely thick and rubbery, providing protection against the crushing pressure and potential struggles with large prey. Its musculature would be exceptionally powerful, allowing it to navigate the deep and overpower even the largest marine creatures with constricting force. Eikuturo. Off Finland's icy shores, sailors speak of a beast that awakens with the howling storms. They call it Eikuturo, a thing that defies the natural order, a nightmare born of the frozen north. This creature, said to emerge from the churning, ice-flecked froth, is described with a mass of fur and tusks. Its skin is likely thick and insulated, or bristles to withstand the frigid temperatures. The presence of tusks and horns suggests a creature capable of inflicting grievous wounds, possibly using them for defense, competition, or even manipulating its environment. Its breath, described as steaming like molten iron and leaving a trail of acrid smoke, hints at a unique metabolic process or a specialized respiratory system. This adaptation might involve the expulsion of superheated gases or chemicals as a defense mechanism. Its eyes, adapted to the low light conditions of the deep and the stormy surface, would be large and highly sensitive. Eikuturo's immense size and robust build suggest a powerful musculature, enabling it to navigate strong currents and battle the harsh elements of its environment. Its limbs, though not often described, would be powerful for propulsion and grasping. Umibozu. In the still waters of Japan, under the cold, watchful light of the moon, sailors dread an unnatural calm. This is when Umibozu appears. Its most distinctive feature is its immense bald head, described as gleaming and slick. This suggests a smooth, possibly hairless skin, perhaps covered in a layer of mucus to reduce friction in the water. The entity's body is an inky mass that stretches beyond sight, a darkness that seems to absorb the moonlight. This implies a soft, possibly gelatinous composition, allowing it to change shape or squeeze through tight spaces. The skin is described as shimmering like slick black oil, which could indicate a highly reflective surface that helps it blend into the dark waters. making it nearly invisible at night. Its featureless face, devoid of eyes, nose or mouth, implies a reliance on non-visual senses for navigation and hunting, perhaps utilizing echolocation, electroreception, or other sensory adaptations. Its sheer size would allow it to create massive disturbances in the water, capable of capsizing ships with ease. Its method of movement might involve undulating its massive body, or expelling water for jet propulsion. The globster. Every so often, the sea vomits forth something that defies all reason, a grotesque testament to the horrors hidden beneath its surface. These are globsters, unidentified organic masses that wash ashore. A globster is often pale, almost translucent in places. Its texture, a nightmarish tangle of sinew and slick, glistening fat. The composition suggests a high water content and a significant amount of decomposed connective tissue. Tentacle-like appendages may stretch out, some still twitching in a grotesque parody of life, possibly remnants of limbs or feeding structures, emitting a low, gurgling sound due to trapped gases. The putrid stench associated with globsters is a result of advanced decomposition, as bacteria break down the organic matter, releasing foul-smelling compounds. The overall shape is often amorphous, lacking any distinct features, suggesting that the original form has been heavily degraded by decomposition and the action of waves. The size can vary greatly, from a few feet to several tons, depending on the original organism and the extent of decay. Sirens. Long before sirens were the pretty lies of poets, they were monsters, creatures of nightmare. Early accounts describe them with elongated faces, sharp features, and eyes that are too wide, too knowing. Their eyes are likely adapted for low-light vision, allowing them to hunt effectively in dim conditions, ambushing unsuspecting sailors. Capable of tearing flesh from bone, indicating their role as predators. The structure of their vocal cords must be unique, allowing them to produce sounds that are not merely musical but have a physical effect on their prey, causing disorientation, fear, and even madness. This suggests a complex understanding of acoustics and possibly the use of infrasound or ultrasound. Their physiology likely represents a hybrid adaptation, suited for both aerial and aquatic environments, enabling them to hunt on land, sea, and air. Storsjoodjuret. In Sweden's Lake Storsjön, something ancient stirs beneath the dark. Storsjoodjuret is described as a serpent with eyes that glow like embers in the dark, piercing the gloom. This suggests an adaptation to low-light conditions, possibly with a tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina that enhances night vision. The creature is said to coil beneath the surface, its humps rising and falling in a slow, hypnotic rhythm, disturbing the reflection of the moon. This indicates a powerful, muscular body capable of serpentine movement. Some accounts describe a mane of silver that shimmers in the moonlight, which could be a sensory organ, detecting vibrations or changes in water pressure, or a display feature used in mating or territorial displays. Others claim it emits a low growl that vibrates through the water, shaking the ground, suggesting a specialized vocal apparatus capable of producing low-frequency sounds that travel long distances underwater. Its skin is likely smooth and streamlined, covered in fine scales or a thick layer of mucus to reduce drag, allowing it to move swiftly and silently through the water. Morgawr. The Cornish coast hides a predator, lurking in the shadows of the towering cliffs. Morgawr, they call it, a creature that slithers near the cliffs, its body a mass of dark humps breaking the surface of the churning sea. The gulls cry overhead, their calls sharp and panicked, as if sensing something unseen beneath the waves. Morgawr is often described with a long, serpentine neck and a head that is almost equine, with dark, intelligent eyes. These eyes likely possess a high density of photoreceptor cells, granting it exceptional vision in varying light conditions. The serpentine neck suggests a flexible, muscular structure, possibly containing a high number of vertebrae, allowing for a wide range of motion. Its body, a mass of dark humps, indicates a segmented structure, possibly with a powerful, undulating musculature for propulsion. The skin is likely dark and sleek, providing camouflage in the murky waters and reducing friction. The mournful cry it emits, a sound that chills the bone, could be produced by a unique vocal mechanism, perhaps involving specialized air sacs or resonating chambers within its body. This sound may serve as a form of communication, a hunting tool, or even a defense mechanism disorienting potential threats. Cirein-croin. Scottish fishermen tell of a beast so vast it blots out the sun when it surfaces, casting the sea into sudden darkness. The Cirein-croin, they say, is no mere sea serpent, but a force of nature, a living storm. Its sheer size suggests an incredibly massive internal structure, possibly supported by multiple hearts and a complex circulatory system to maintain blood flow and oxygenation throughout its body. Its mane glistens with seawater as it rises, a cascade of dark, glistening tendrils. These tendrils could be sensory organs, detecting changes in water pressure, temperature, or chemical composition, or they might be used to trap or manipulate prey. Its mouth is described as being lined with rows of teeth sharp enough to shear through steel, capable of crushing ships as easily as a man crushes an insect. These teeth would be deeply rooted and possibly replaceable, similar to those of sharks, ensuring it always has a sharp cutting edge. Its skin is likely thick and tough, possibly covered in bony plates or thick scales for protection. Legends warn that its presence stirs the sea into a frenzy, whipping the waves into towering walls of water. This could be a result of its massive movements displacing huge volumes of water, creating powerful currents and waves. The low growl, said to resonate beneath the waves, might be produced by internal vibrations or the expulsion of air, a sound that heralds its approach and instills terror in those who hear it. Akarokamui. In Hokkaido, Japan, the waters of Funka Bay conceal a crimson terror. The Akarokamui is a giant, octopus-like being with arms strong enough to crush ships like eggshells, their suckers leaving deep circular marks on the splintered wood. Its body is said to shimmer with an unnatural, otherworldly glow, a pulsating red light that illuminates the dark waters. This could be a form of bioluminescence used for attracting prey, communication, or defense. The water around it turns blood red when it draws near, as if stained by its own essence, which might be due to the secretion of a red pigment or a chemical reaction it triggers in the water. Its arms are likely incredibly muscular, with a complex network of nerves and muscles controlling the suckers, which are capable of exerting immense force. Its skin is probably capable of changing color and texture, providing camouflage and allowing it to blend seamlessly into its surroundings. Its central body would house a complex brain, capable of sophisticated problem-solving and coordination of its multiple limbs. It likely possesses a beak-like mouth for tearing flesh, and its digestive system would be adapted to process large prey. Taniwha. In Maori lore, the Taniwha are guardians, but not all are benevolent. Some are described as serpentine horrors with spines like razors, serrated along their backs, and eyes that pierce the soul, burning with an ancient, malevolent light. These spines could be used for defense, display, or even as weapons, inflicting wounds on adversaries or prey. Their eyes likely possess excellent visual acuity, allowing them to see clearly both in and out of the water. One story tells of a warrior who foolishly dared to challenge a Taniwha. The battle was fierce, the water churning and frothing as the warrior's canoe was tossed about like a leaf in a storm. But in the end, the creature dragged him into the murky depths, the water turning dark with his blood. This suggests a creature of immense strength and ferocity. Their bodies are likely muscular and agile, allowing them to move swiftly and powerfully in the water. Their skin might be covered in tough scales or a thick hide for protection. Some Taniwha are said to inhabit caves and rivers, indicating an ability to survive out of water for extended periods, possibly possessing both gills and lungs. Their presence is often associated with a distinctive smell, described as damp earth and something ancient and foul, which could be a secretion used for marking territory or attracting mates. The depths remain unexplored, a vast and alien realm where anything is possible. While science may offer explanations for some phenomena, the whispers of monstrous beings persist. Perhaps they are simply stories, or perhaps they are glimpses into a reality we cannot yet comprehend. The question remains, what truly lurks beneath the waves, hidden from our sight? This has been the Phantom Files, and I appreciate you joining me today on this aquatic adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. And until next time, remember to stay curious, stay vigilant, and always question what is lurking in the shadows.